Hey guys, last time we did our scale tone thirds in A Ionian in one position, running up and down the scale at this 5th fret Ionian. We can do any of the intervals, but the most popular after thirds is sixes. We run into them in all styles, again Spanish especially will harmonize their melodies, the blues ideas would use the sixes, and of course your jazz and any other playing really. So let's have a look at them today. I've left up the picture of Ionian from last time. I've left your thirds here, 5 to 4 on adjacent strings, A to C sharp, to show you the relationship and how similar the sixes are. The major 6 on an A is A to F sharp instead of the third A to C sharp. A third and a 6 are a perfect fourth apart generally, so they'll be on consecutive strings. If you know the third of the A major is C sharp on the 4th fret, then the F sharp, the 6, is likely on the same fret of the next string. There's a lot of caveats there, of course, whether we're dealing with major or minor, or encountering the second string shift, but in general, if you see that they're on the next string, you can relate them to your thirds quite easily and memorize them quite quickly. Of course, once you have this image in your head and you start running the scale on parallel notes, the roots and the sixes, you'll just keep encountering the note as you see it in the scale, and your fingers will have patterns learned. Once you initiate a sequence, you'll flip through the entire thing that you've practiced without necessarily thinking that you're always on that next string compared to a third. But it's a really nice way to get started and to think about it. With thirds, we have 3 majors. The root, the 4th, and the 5th chord will all have major thirds. The others have minors. Since the 6th is an inversion of the third, we'll have the opposite. We'll have 4 major sixes and 3 minors. Dorian is a minor scale. This is the one place where you'll see the adjacency doesn't work exactly. B to D is a minor third for the minor chord, the 2. But the Dorian scale has a major 6. So whereas B to D would go 7 to 5, B to G sharp, the 6, will go 7 to 6. So that's a nice one to keep in your head. I didn't really remember or know that the reason that 6th looked like that was because it was on the Dorian scale, the one minor scale with a major 6. That figures into what we did before when we did sixes up and down the guitar on 2 strings. So we have major, major, minor, major, major, minor, minor, major for sixes. You can hear we're starting off halfway through the scale really, where in thirds we'd have major, minor, minor, major, major. Now we have major, major, minor, major. There's that one single minor between a couple of majors, which equates to the one single major third in between a couple of minors when we're doing thirds. So A and B, C sharp is minor, then D and E have major thirds, F sharp and G sharp have minors, and A has major again. We're going to see exactly the same thing here now. Here I've written the notes out. I've replaced the thirds that we had last time with the 6th in red. So A to F sharp is major. Move up 2 frets, B to G sharp is a major third. C sharp and its minor 6, the A. D and its major 6, the B. You can move that up 2 frets. D is a 4 chord, E is a 5 chord, so they'll both have major 6s. F sharp is minor with a minor 6, looks just like C sharp did. G sharp, the 6 is minor on this diminished chord. A is major. They're aligning here instead of being staggered because the F sharp here is on the second string shift. B to G sharp, 4 and 4. C sharp to A, this is the minor one again. First we saw it on 2 adjacent strings, so it looks like a 5th raised to a minor 6. Here now we see it on the angle, and then the D and the B, the major 6. Once I get to the B, I just come back. B down to D, A down to C sharp, G sharp down to B, F sharp to A, E to G sharp, D to F sharp, C sharp to E, B to D, A to C sharp, G sharp B, F sharp to A, and we'll wrap up here. E down a 6 to its own third, the G sharp, and resolve on A. One other way to think about this is if you're in two different parts of the scale, your root is going to be going up alphabetically, A to B to C sharp to D. Your 6 will be going up alphabetically, F sharp, G sharp, A, and B. So if you can keep them both in your head, you don't have to have each sixth in mind. You can have A and F sharp, B and G sharp, C sharp and A. You can feel that each one is climbing up. A to F sharp, B to G sharp, C sharp to A, D to B, E to C sharp, F sharp to D, G sharp to E. G sharp to E here, I've said repeat, we're in another octave now. A to F sharp, B to G sharp, C sharp to A, D to B. That's where I am here on my repeat, I'm on the top octave. Then I'm just coming down from there. So I've hit the B, I'll hit the D on the way down, and come down this one now. A to C sharp, G sharp to B, F sharp to A, E to G sharp, D to F sharp, C sharp to E, B to D. Gonna throw a repeat in on this one. We've just landed B to D. So now we have A to C sharp, G sharp to B, F sharp to A, E to G sharp, and our last note is A. So that's what I have indicated here because you want to think of the notes. You want to know what every one of the sixes is. For instance, any one of them, G sharp to E is a minor 6, B to G sharp is a major 6, C sharp to A is a minor 6, F sharp to D is a minor 6, B to G sharp is a major 6. That's what we have here. Here I have it tabbed. I've got the black ones here as the thirds, the sixes are right above. So 5, 4, 7, 6, 4, 7, 5, 4, 7, 6, 4, 7, 6, 5, 7s, 4s, 6 and 5, 7s. I left this chunk. We don't have as many sixes because they're wider, of course. So these we wouldn't have, this little chunk of thirds. We'll have the 7 to the 7, the D to the B. So then we would come down, 7 to 5, that's the B down to the D, the 5 to the 6, A to C sharp, and so on. 4s, 7s, 5 and 6, 7 and 4, 7 and 6, 4 and 5, 7 and 4, 6 and 7, 4 and 5, 7, 4, 5. Same notes as these, operating in that scale. So these can be a couple minutes of practice. Neither one is going to take 5 minutes, so you might want to do your thirds. Work on cleaning up that dead note if you can. And your sixes. Back to back or up and down several reps of each in one practice. You might want to do it with your fourths as well. You can also do it with other scales. Right now we'll just leave it with Ionian. That's where general pedagogy usually has you landing. They give you the major in thirds and sixes. Alright guys, take her easy. I'll talk to you later. Bye.